Hey people, this is XII, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XII International Zodiac Job System. Now, today's episode is going to be all about the story. We're coming back to it, so I'm going to give a little story recap about what's basically happened, and I've actually written it all down, because, yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of story. Not much has happened yet, but enough has happened where I have to, dedicate an entire video just to kind of explaining the story. So, basically, there's two empires. You have Arcadia and Rosaria, and they're at constant war with each other, and they don't really care that these three smaller countries, which go by the name Landis and Dalmasca and Nebradia, are in the way. So Rosaria and Arcadia are fighting a war with each other, and these three smaller kingdoms are basically stuck in the middle, and they don't know what to do. So basically what happens now is Arcadia, as they're at war, starts to invade these smaller countries, and they've already taken down Landis. Now, Landis is done. Two brothers are such survivors of the Landis invasion. One brother becomes a knight to the kingdom of Dalmasca, while the other joins the military of the Arcadian Empire, soon rising to the rank of Judge Magister, the top commanders of the Imperial Army. So basically, the judges are your chiefs. They're the military chiefs of the Arcadian Empire, so keep that in mind, because they will be extremely important. In fact, when we begin, that's one of the first people that we'll meet. So, yeah. With Landis fallen, only two kingdoms remain, Dalmasca and Nebradia. In an attempt to strengthen their alliance, an arranged marriage takes place between Prince Rassler of Nebradia and the timid Princess Ashe of Dalmasca. However, this is not just any arranged wedding. The two truly love each other. This is all the more traumatizing for the Lady Ashe when Prince Rassler is slain in the last attempt to save Nebradia from still invading Arcadia. So basically, they try and, strengthen and hold out against Arcadia as they're coming, but they fail. Rassler dies. Ashe's new husband dies. Ashe's kingdom basically falls apart. Now, pretty much, King Raminas of Dalmasca has no choice but to surrender without terms to Arcadia, and so he departs for Nalbina Fortress to sign a treaty. To ensure his safety, members of the Order, including Bosch, one of the two brothers from Landis that left Landis, and a man named Vossler, they set out with a faction of Dalmascan soldiers to the fortress to sort of protect the king, Of these soldiers is Rex, who wishes to fight for his homeland and only remaining family member, his younger brother Vaughn. In a twist, Bosch kills Rex and slays King Raminas. Dalmasca basically falls into turmoil, completely occupied by Arcadia. It is reported that Bosch is executed and that the Princess Ashe, distraught over her world collapsing around her, commits suicide. And basically, that is the entire prologue of FF12. Now we got more. 2 years pass. Rex's younger brother Vaughn kind of takes control of the story. He's a 17-year-old boy who harbors a deep-seated hatred of anything to do with the Arcadian Empire. You can guess why. His brother died because of them. He dreams of one day becoming a sky pirate and finally earning his freedom. His closest friend Pinello never ceases to watch over and she watches over him, and she basically is the older sister of Vaughn, even though I think Pinello is younger. You know what I mean. Now, when Vayne Salador, who's the son of the Arcadian Emperor, becomes consul of Vaughn's hometown of Rabanastre, and Rabanastre is also the capital of Dalmasca, keep that in mind. Vaughn decides to break into the royal palace during the whole inauguration party and basically loot the palace. And he does find a certain kind of magicite. He also encounters two true-blood sky pirates by the names of Balthier and Fran. Now, basically, Balthier is a really smart-ass Arcadian Hume. He's pretty funny. He'll definitely be one of my favorite characters as I'm playing. Not my favorite character. I like someone else the most. And Fran's basically your silent, sort of Kimari-like character in the game, although she has some good personality. I really like Fran. And she's also a Vieira, so she has the bunny ears and all that. So basically, Vaughn tags along with them, and when they were caught... let me go back to my picture here. Vaughn tags along with them when they are caught in the middle of a surprise rebellion against Vayne and crash into the Garamsite waterway below. As they are escaping the sewers, they come across a hardened resistance fighter by the name of Amalia. With no choice but to follow them to survive, Amalia also joins the group in escaping the sewers. However, the party is caught by the Empire shortly after, and Amalia is separated from Vaughn and the others, who themselves are locked up in the Nalbina dungeons. So they're in prison now. That's very important. Vaughn begins to take a back seat in the story now, because even though he's technically the main character, he's not really the main character. Kind of like the story is told from his point of view, but it's about the other characters, if you know what I mean. I don't hate Vaughn. A lot of people do hate Vaughn. I kind of think he's okay. I used to dislike him a lot more than I do now. Now I actually think he's kind of cool because I would kind of react the same way if I were in his position. I kind of would. So yeah, Vaughn begins to take a back window as he observes the Sky Pirates at work, as they're escaping the dungeon. As they escape, however, they meet someone they thought was executed 2 years ago.
You have grown very thin, Bosch. Less than a shadow, less than a man. Sentenced to death, and yet you live? Why?
To silence Andor. How many times must I say it?
Is that all?
Why not ask Vane himself? Is he not one of your masters?
We've caught a leader of the insurgents. She's being brought from Rabanasta, the woman Amalia. Who could that be? Such a faithful hound to cling so to a fallen kingdom.
Better than throwing it away.
Throwing it away, as you threw away our homeland.
Who's there?
This the place?
The mist is flowing through this room. It must be going somewhere.
You're no Imperials. Please, you must get me out.
It's against my policy to speak with the dead, especially when they happen to be Kingslayers.
I did not kill him.
Is that so? Huh. Glad to hear it.
Please, get me out. For the sake of Dalmasca.
Dalmasca? What do you care about Dalmasca? Everything that's happened is because of you! Everyone that's died, every single one! Even my brother. You killed my brother!
Quiet. The guards will hear.
I'm dropping it.
Pirates without a sky.
Now stuck with Bosch, the traitor of Dalmasca, Vaughn's enmity is strong. Bosch, in a surprising plot twist, reveals the trap of his twin brother and how he had killed the king, and Rex in disguise. Basically, Bosch's brother, who looks, the one that went off to Arcadia in the beginning, they're twins, so they look exactly alike. So he, like Bosch's brother, killed Rex and killed the king in the beginning. It wasn't him. Basically, my evil twin brother did it. Alright, so let's go back. Upon the party's return to Rabanastre, because they do break out of prison, Vaughn discovers Penelo has been kidnapped by a group of headhunters in an attempt to draw out Balthier. Yeah, we'll meet these headhunters again later, don't worry. Although they had just arrived in Rabanastre, they must now depart once again to the Sky City of Bujerba to rescue Penelo. Bosch tags along, intending to gain an audience with the Marquis Andor, the ruler of the Sky City of Bujerba, in an attempt to also rescue the resistance leader Amalia. After a strange turn of events, Penelo was taken into care by Lord Larsa, the youngest son of the Emperor of Arcadia. I wrote Arcades. Alright, yeah, Arcades is the capital of Arcadia. Keep that in mind as well, because that is another key location that will be important to the story. Now, Larsa, who's this young lordling kid, he's like 12 years old, he boards the Leviathan, which is a huge airship where Amalia is being held. The Marquis feigns our group, like Vaughn, Balthier, Fran, and Bosch. He frames us as criminals so that way we can get on the Leviathan as well and go rescue Amalia and Penelo, because Penelo is with Larsa. Kind of complicated, but there you go. Now, there's a judge on this airship, and this is Judge Geese. Judge Magister Geese reveals Amalia's true identity, however, is the Princess Ashe of Dalmasca, my favorite character, who is believed to have committed suicide after her kingdom's defeat. Geese attempts to murder Ashe on the spot, but fails when the nethicite that Larsa gives to Penelo absorbs the attack. Vossler shortly re-arrives and they make their escape back to Bujerba. The Marquis Andor tries to persuade Ashe to sit tight, yet Ashe refuses to do nothing and remain powerless to change anything. Needing some sort of proof of her lineage as the Princess of Dalmasca, she decides to search out the Dawn Shard in the tomb of her ancestor, King Wraithwall. With that goal in mind, she tries to escape on Balthier's airship, only to be caught by Vaan and everyone else. Meeting up with Vossler once again on the way, the party of 7 make their way to King Wraithwall's tomb to find the Dawn Shard and prove the Lady Ash's bloodline. With that, maybe she would have the means to defend her fallen country, and as queen, even restore Dalmasca to its former glory. And it is here, within the tomb, where our story continues. 2 orphans, a sky pirate, his Vieira partner, a fallen knight, a princess presumed to be dead, and her guardian. Together, they will reveal a plot that will unravel the core secrets of the very world they live upon. Join me on this journey through the massive, mystical world of Evilise on Let's Play Final Fantasy XII International Zodiac Job System.
You could destroy all of Evilise, if you wished it.
Princess, you have been chosen. Take revenge against those who stole your kingdom. Fulfill your role as savior.
Destroy them all? The Empire?
And here we are, back in Final Fantasy XII. Okay, so basically, the rest of this video is going to be a quick, kind of going over the jobs and stuff, because there are a lot of differences from normal FF12 to this FF12, like the international version of FF12. So what I want to do first is I want to go over the jobs that each character has, because this game has a job system. Now, Vaan, if you look, is a time mage. Let's see if we can go, status. Vaan is a time mage, so basically, he gets, like, your time spells like Immobilize, Disable, Balance, Vanish, Slow. Well, later on he'll get Haste and Hastega and stuff like that, you know. Personally, I think it's the most useless class in the game. That's not why I gave it to Vaan, I just think it is kind of useless. I'm not sure why I even gave it to him, like, I don't remember my reasoning, except for the fact that I like crossbows, and that's about it. Next we have Balthier. Balthier is the Ulan. Now, Ulan is pretty much, like, he's not much of a mage. Yeah, he's not much of a mage. He's not going to get much in terms of mageness, but he is, like, he's going to be your dragoon, pretty much, your spear user. So yeah, keep that, you know, he's a good, like, offensive person. Now, Fran is a black mage, so yeah, she's getting all the black magic spells, well, except for Cure. She came with Cure, but, like, Fire, Blizzard, Water, Sleep, Blind, Poison, Silence, Arrow, Thunder, you know, stuff like that. She gets all that, so she's going to be a great black mage as we go on. And then we have Bosch. Now, Bosch is a monk. Now, unlike most monks in most Final Fantasy games, Bosch doesn't go, like, without a weapon. Actually, yeah, I see here is his, he doesn't really get much. But he does get the Technic Libra, which is good, and I'll explain that more later. But Bosch's weapons are poles, so right now he has the Musk stick on. So yeah, that'll be nice. Now, next we have Ash, and she is my knight. And she is epic. Now, right now she has the Lohengrin, I can't even talk, the Lohengrin sword on, and that will be her sword for this next upcoming area. You'll find that we're actually switching weapons a lot. It's not constant at all. And then we have Pinello, and Pinello is our white mage, so she's getting all the white magic spells. Right now she has Cure, Cura, Raise, Vox, Poisona, Protect. Poisona isn't like an enhanced version of Poison, it just like cures poison, which is nice. And same thing with, like, Blind now, over here. So yeah, those are our techniques. Not techniques, wow. I see, I can't talk, I haven't recorded in such a long time. These are our jobs, and that is the biggest difference in this game. I guess I can go over one other thing, and that's the licenses. And each character has their own license board. Whereas in the original game, every character has the same one. But now it ties in with the job, and the license boards are a lot smaller, so we'll be finishing them, like, by the time we finish with the storyline. But, you know, these, it'll be nice, because then we don't have to worry about it for the rest of the post-game, and it'll be great. Like, this is pretty much, like, your leveling system, your Starium, or Sphere Grid, if you want to call it that. Although the only difference in this game is that there are, wait, no, don't obtain anything. We actually do have levels, like, mostly everyone is level 22, Fran is 23, and Vaan is 21. And Vossler down there is 26, but apart from that, we're all, like, around the same level. And, you know, yeah. And basically, that's it. That's all I want to go over before we continue in the next episode. And that will be, I guess, in 2 days, I guess. Yeah, there's, like, a vlog thing I want to upload from Anime Central that I'll put up tomorrow, probably. Or the day after, I don't know. We'll see, but either way, the next FF12 is coming. This is now a regular LP. and we will be continuing it off, back from when I stopped it in 2010. When did I stop it? In August? Something like that. Anyway, bye everybody, you're awesome.